the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. The fans are filling the seats out in Boston, the site of our broadcast, and where the Celtics will be going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, for the Bucks, it's been exactly the kind of start to the season that they were shooting for. They've lost only once in their first 7 games. Can't ask for much more than that. Here in the early part of the season, Kenny, we've already seen a few teams outperform expectations. What can they do to keep rolling?
Just keep playing to your strengths, and you never let up. You can't change what you're doing now. It's working.
It's that simple.
It's that simple.
And to add on to what my good friend Kenny is saying,
Am I not your friend?
But you didn't say anything.
Yes,
Kenny
I did.
said something. All right. Anyway, can't get overconfident like you're doing right now. Even though you're winning, you keep looking for things that you can do better.
Man.
And you are my good friend, Ernie. I love you.
Thanks, Shaq. Now, let's send it over to Kevin Harlan.
On the floor for the visiting Milwaukee Bucks. At center, John Henson. At power forward, Ersan Ilyasova. At shooting guard, Chris Middleton. At the other guard position, Eric Bledsoe. At the other forward position, Giannis Antetokounmpo. The head coach of the visiting team is Mike Budenholzer. At shooting guard, 6 feet 7 inches, number 7, Jaylen Brown. At small forward, standing 6'8", number 20, Gordon Hayward. The big man, 6 feet 10 inches, number 42, Al Horford. At the other forward position, standing 6'8", number 0, Jason Tatum. The other guard, at 6'3", number 11, Kyrie Irving. Your head coach is Brad Stevens. Let's hear it for your Boston Celtics.
On the road and hungry for a win against an Eastern Conference rival, the Milwaukee Bucks are ready for this thing to get started. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. This is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. They continue to spread the load, trying to compensate for the injured Brook Lopez, Clark.
Yeah, and it's terrible news, Kevin. Never what you want to hear with an injury of that severity. Hard to imagine we're going to see him back out there anytime soon.
You know, certainly disappointing for them. I know how disappointed he must be. Now they've got to find a way to make things work without him.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Middleton and Giannis are out on the wings. Up front, you have Ilyasova and Henson. And it's Bledsoe in at the 1 spot.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. And last year, the Celtics appearing in the Eastern Conference Finals for a 35th season.
Simply incredible, Kevin. The most in the East by far. The Sixers and Pistons are a distant second and third. And the way this front office has constructed this roster, expect that total to rise in the coming years.
To the middle and taken away by Brown. And now the fast break. Irving with the ball over Bledsoe. Irving misses. Bledsoe against Irving. The pass to Antetokounmpo. Over Hayward. Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got his second basket of the night. Brown against Middleton. Brown the pass to Irving. Hayward kicks to Irving. Goes up from the top of the key. Rebounded by the Bucks.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Bledsoe, and the layup's good off the glass. Bledsoe's got his first basket.
Boy, guys, I don't know who feels the contact more, Bledsoe or the defender.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Irving kicks to Tatum. Brown against Middleton. Clock at 6. From deep three-point range, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
And it gives us a chance here to check out some stats on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Great showing for him last season. 5th in scoring, 9th in blocks, and he did his share on the glass, battled his way into the top 15 in rebounds per game.
And clearly one of the dominant scorers we have in this league. His top 5 ranking last year puts him right there in the ranks of the elite. Shots good by Bledsoe.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Horford kicks to Irving. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Brown. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
And just the kind of start you're hoping to avoid. 1 for 5 from the field here early on.
And slam dunk by Tatum.
Wow, how about the long arms and the timing of Jason Tatum on the alley-oop? Nice.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now here's Ilyasova. He kicks it to Bledsoe. Pass to Middleton. The Bucks working the ball around. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. Shot clock reset for the Celtics. Tatum dishes to Hayward. Tries again, and he hits the jump shot.
Well, the mid-range, Jay, has always been a staple of Gordon Hayward's game. This guy's superb at shooting it when given the opportunity.
Antetokounmpo finds Bledsoe. Middleton on the wing. Antetokounmpo against Hayward. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Impressive. 5 straight makes. Love the play calling here.
And from everything you hear about Giannis Antetokounmpo, he keeps a laser focus. Basketball and his family are his sole preoccupations.
That's good from Antetokounmpo. And some have even compared Giannis to Kobe Bryant for his single-minded dedication, Greg, to improvement.
Yeah, you know, something of an introvert. Not a guy you'll find out on the town or schmoozing with other stars. He's content to save outside pursuits for after his playing days are done.
Now, here is Irving. Following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo. Henson against Horford. Outside Irving. From outside off the mark. Bucks leading by 6. Middleton the pass to Antetokounmpo. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton.
Timeout.
Antetokounmpo's got 9.
Boy, Kev, I love his game. He can hurt you in so many different ways.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Milwaukee team.
Yeah, some history here, though. Of course, they won that first-round series in last year's playoffs and ended up sending them packing.
And so it's Boston with it. Irving kicks to Brown. Outside Irving, jacks up a three. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
You know, what you love about Kyrie is that he's always prepared to shoot when he is roaming in space.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Great teamwork. That's something you develop by practicing it over and over again.
Here's Brown after the basket by Milwaukee. Irving looking over the floor. Shoots the three. It's hauled in by Ilyasova.
He's fighting it in this quarter. Hasn't been able to get into any sort of groove.
It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Defended by Hayward. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Great D that time from Tatum.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Here's Irving. Again, Irving missing.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter.
And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Well, people are always talking about his scoring, but Bledsoe, very good vision as well, finding the open man there.
Now, here's Brown, coming off a stellar performance against Detroit. Another miss by Irving.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Middleton against Brown. Middleton finds Antetokounmpo. And they double up Antetokounmpo. Inside. That one off the back iron and out.
Now that's where they want to go with the ball. They can tolerate a few misses as long as he gets his touches inside.
On the wing, Irving. From outside the arc. Another miss by Irving.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Here's Middleton. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. Middleton's got his first 2 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Maybe it's no longer a surprise. A couple rookies, Doris, who we thought would take some time to develop, are already contributing.
It's no question about it. And more rookies are being asked to play a larger role in their particular teams. And I think what you have to be struck by is the fact that we're not talking about 21 and 22-year-old rookies anymore, Kevin. We're talking about guys that have very limited collegiate experience, and yet everyone wants an immediate return. And I think it's nothing more than a sign of the times. Guys are dreaming about the NBA from the time they first pick up a ball, and what we get is the result of that.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
And Henson kicks to Antetokounmpo. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
This trip is his second to the free throw line in this one.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
One shot.
On the free throw, no good. And no doubt Brad Stevens, one of the most respected young coaches in the NBA. Doris, he doesn't try to coach around foul trouble.
You know what I love about Brad Stevens is he's always trying to question the norm, meaning he doesn't want to do something simply because that's the way it's always been done. So just because a guy has 2 fouls doesn't mean he automatically takes him out. I like that kind of out-of-the-box thinking.
And here is Henson after Marcus Smart got his shot to go from deep.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
That'll be Boston as it goes out of bounds. Celtics retain possession. Daniel Tice is checked in for Gordon Hayward. Boston with the ball, trailing by 10. Morris against Antetokounmpo. Again, the miss by Morris.
Still unable to connect this quarter. Really looks frustrated. Just needs to try and stay calm.
Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. And John Henson with the slam.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And, guys, it's working.
Oh, no doubt. I think they've controlled the paint. They've used their size and strength to get off any shot they want.
Now, here's Rozier. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Antetokounmpo looking over the floor. Dellavedova from outside. The rebound by the Celtics. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And the story of that game was their terrific rhythm on the offensive end.
Right. You could tell they were in a groove all night. They looked comfortable. They didn't rush. It was gorgeous execution.
Nice shot by Smart. Smart's got 5 now.
Oh, Kevin, the defense looking completely lost. Marcus Smart just toying with them in the paint.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Henson. Back to Antetokounmpo. Pass to Dellavedova. 6 on the shot clock. Antetokounmpo finds Henson. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 3 assists tonight. So Rozier will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. A 12-point game. That shot, no good. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. Dellavedova, the pass to Snell. He dishes it to Antetokounmpo. Top of the key jumper, no good. The Celtics shooting a pretty distressing 27% here in the early minutes. Near the three-point line, it's Morris. He's off on that one. The Bucks go the other way with it.
Oh, he has just struggled here offensively in the quarter.
Snell dishes to Antetokounmpo. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing a lead early in this one.
Here's Baines. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Pass to Tice. Antetokounmpo against Morris. Pulls up. Rebounded by Snell.
Wow, this defense is blanking him down the stretch, and that's certainly hurting his team's chances.
And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And, guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how they've built this lead. They played as one, shared the basketball, running their offense to perfection.
And the Celtics with possession here after the basket by Milwaukee. Smart up top. He's guarded by Brogdon. Rebounded by the Bucks. 32 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Dellavedova kicks to Antetokounmpo. The pass to Brogdon. Out left to the wing. Here's Henson. And that one goes long. Smart against Brogdon. And it's good, 2 points. Smart's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Well, you know Marcus Smart understands how to use his body inside, and I just love how he goes right up with the shot.
continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Milwaukee. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And pronouncing Giannis Antetokounmpo's name correctly has been a challenge for many, something he discussed before today's game.
The worst I've ever heard was my rookie year. A guy called me Antetokounmpo, and Kounupi in Greek means mosquitoes. So he basically said anti-mosquito.
And the mosquito, definitely not a good comparison for Giannis.
Yeah, more like a condor. But that last name certainly has a lot of people looking for nicknames.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And quite a position here for the Bucks to be in. What do you think, guys?
Tough defense throughout that first period, and it's really paying dividends.
Well, I think there's a level of physicality with them right now and not allowing the opponent to feel comfortable getting into their heads just a bit.
And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Antetokounmpo is out there with John Henson. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon. And it's Connaughton in at the three. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. It's a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Al Horford is a multiple All-Star, and if you count his stats, you miss what he brings to the table. When you factor in his passing, his defense, his efficiency, he does all the things that help you win. Coach Brad Stevens said, Al Horford averaging 15 points a game for you is like other guys averaging 27. Kevin?
The definition of a pro. Terrific guy. Thank you, D.A. Here's Rozier. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot.
And no doubt that Marcus Smart is one of the better defenders at his position. Quick feet are complemented by that strong frame, and he just digs in and against would-be scorers and just never lets them get comfortable.
And Greg was smart. When he's off the floor or injured, you notice just how it changes the team's defense.
Yeah, I mean, the defense overall just seems to have less bite, less edge, less toughness without Smart. And the way he plays, you feel like he is looking to make a play on defense rather than just trying to slow his man down. Great at taking charges and forcing turnovers. He is truly the catalyst of their defense.
And he makes the first.
And you know what I love, Kevin, is Marcus Smart just continues to improve. We know he's a powerful athletic guard, but he wants to keep building different aspects of his game.
And so, Smart nails both of them. Well, Doris, we've seen how much organizations set the tone, set the culture from the top on down. What common traits have you seen among successful team owners?
Well, boy, oh boy, so many, I think. Obviously, there has to be some level of financial commitment. You have to be willing to hire good talent. You have to be willing to hire coaches that you believe either developmentally are going to have a bright future, or if you're hiring an experienced coach with championship pedigree, are you willing to pay those types of positions? What is your commitment to the non-traditional aspects that we've seen take a more informed role in how decisions are made? What is your analytics department made up of? What is your nutrition, your strength and conditioning, your training program? Are you hiring top-level professionals across the board? And then to me, it's always about, there's a great quote that says, any organization is defined by the worst behavior tolerated at the top of the leadership position.
And here is Rozier, following Marcus Morris's three, stolen by Henson. Here's Baines, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Marcus Smart. Some last season stats for him. Averaged about 10 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you quality minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
And there's the foul. It goes on Ilyasova. That's his first foul. Gordon Hayward's checked in for the Celtics. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Shot clock at 6. Brown right through the D for the layup.
Boy, how impressive is the quickness Jaylen Brown possesses. This guy sprints hard toward the cup on every drive.
DiVincenzo. He's covered by Brown. Irving against Bledsoe. And the basket is good. Bledsoe's got 7 points.
Boy, it doesn't get more decisive than Bledsoe right there on that drive. The ball handling skills to take him anywhere he wants to go.
Now a timeout called by Boston. While there's a break in the action, let's take a look at the players who had the most steals in the league last season. Third is Eric Bledsoe.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball. Irving kicks to Hayward. Nice ball movement by Boston. Passes to Irving. 5 to shoot. Over Bledsoe. And it falls. Over the rim and in. Irving's got his second bucket of the night.
The evolution of Kyrie Irving's game continues. Magnificent with the jumper.
Henson against Horford, and stolen by Horford. Here's Brown. No basket with that shot. Having trouble finding his range. He's 1 for 5.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And he makes that one.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Irving kicks to Brown. Back to Irving. Out to Hayward. Pass to Brown. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A 3-ball. And again, Boston with the triple.
Well, this is a shot that Jaylen Brown must make consistently. Nice seeing him start to look confident, stroking it from deep.
Here's Connaughton. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Over to the wing. DiVincenzo. Defended by Hayward. Hayward grabs the board. Celtics trail by 12. Over in the corner, Brown. They get it back. Tatum kicks to Brown. Now here's Hayward. T right on him. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And seeing Gordon Hayward out there, you have to be glad that he was able to recover the way he has from that devastating injury on opening night last season.
And I remember your call of the moment, Kevin. The whole NBA world just was shocked on that opening night. As bad as it looked, it seemed to be clean enough to where Hayward won't have any lasting issues with it. The rehab obviously wasn't easy, and I'm sure Hayward is just thankful that he's been able to come back completely from that injury.
2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. We now have rules, Doris, that protect shooters from defenders stepping underneath them. But what about when the defender leaves his feet and the offensive player steps underneath and tries to draw the foul?
Well, I think one of the things that we have to look at is, okay, we certainly do not want the defender to have unnatural movements which place him underneath the feet of the shooter, because that's where injuries can happen. On the other side of the equation, and this has become problematic to me, you see far too many shooters either jump unnaturally outside of what should be a straight up and down shooting motion, or guys who kick their legs sideways in an attempt to draw contact and fall over. But Kev, this is where officiating is about feel, touch, and vision.
Now Tatum following the three-point attempt by Eric Bledsoe. DiVincenzo. He's covered by Brown. Knocked away. Pass to Ilyasova. Middleton on the wing. To the inside. Here's Henson. Hayward grabs the board. And it's the Celtics ball. They're on a 14-6 run. The lead now cut to single digits. Brown's got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, to me, that's excellent timing from Jaylen Brown. He shoots with confidence, knowing his teammates trust him.
Count that one. And that's now 11 points for Eric Bledsoe.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And Horford, here we go. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got 6 rebounds in the game. Hayward against Middleton. Fires top of the key. That shot, no good. And it's Boston the other way. Left side, Irving. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Hayward's got 3 assists now in this one.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Now here's Ilyasova. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Henson finds Bledsoe. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
I'll tell you, he's been dry from three-point range in the second quarter after hitting one in the first.
Irving against Ilyasova. And Henson sends it back. Bledsoe outside. And the jam by Bledsoe.
Well, listen, this guy's an impressive leaper. Bledsoe able to rise to the rim with relative ease.
Hayward passes to Horford. The Celtics working the ball around now. Puts it up from 12. A nice shot by Tatum.
Yeah, the defense not closing out in time. He's too quick and too good to miss many of those.
Bledsoe against Irving. Bledsoe kicks to Middleton. Hands it from downtown. Middleton's got 5.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
There's the pass to Hayward. And here is Horford. Guarded by Bledsoe. Here's Tatum. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Tatum's got his 3rd bucket of the night. DiVincenzo. He's covered by Brown. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. Here's a look now at what's coming up for the Milwaukee Bucks. On Sunday, they'll tip off a homestand starting with the Sacramento Kings. And then on Tuesday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And that game against the Warriors, this is what the fans have been wanting to see. 2 of the best teams in the league duking it out, and you know whoever gets the win is going to be viewed as the team to beat.
And the Bucks making a change here.
Now, taking a look at some stats for Al Horford. He had a strong showing last season. Last season, he averaged 13 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Agreed. A lot of guys in this league would be very happy with that stat line, but this guy is the real deal. He is built for more. I tell you, get the feeling he's only going to get better as this game wears on. That first quarter was good. His second quarter has been great.
Now, here is Irving. He had a 39-point outing in their last game against Detroit. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. Oh, and here we go. Antetokounmpo. No. Oh!
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Here is Hayward following the bucket by the Bucks. Shoots a fader. Horford, no luck.
A fadeaway, not a terrible idea, but he needs to make the game easier on himself. He's overcomplicating things.
And taken away by Brown. Goes up and slam dunk by Tatum.
We know we're talking about a skilled scorer in these open floor situations. Jason Tatum knows where to be.
Dellavedova dishes to Antetokounmpo. Back to Dellavedova. Just 5 to shoot. Takes the 13-footer. Some solid defense there from Irving. Celtics trail by 11. Tatum passes to Irving. Brown outside. Over Ilyasova. That one wide left.
I'll tell you, he hasn't been able to find the mark all night. It's a big reason they're staring at this deficit.
It's tipped. Antetokounmpo finds Ilyasova. The shot by Middleton, wide open. Good on the triple. Middleton's got 11 points.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Irving passes to Tatum. Now here is Dellavedova. He's covered by Irving. Tatum against Antetokounmpo. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It goes on Jason Tatum.
You know, we always talk about what a rare talent Giannis is, and it's true. Unrivaled athleticism and versatility.
3 trips to the line so far for him in this one.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
And he makes the first. And a new group in for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Morris comes in for Gordon Hayward. Marcus Smart's checked in for Brown. And it's Rozier in for Kyrie Irving. And Milwaukee with a change here too. Brogdon's checked in. Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. Here's Rozier. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Kicks to Tatum. Outside, Smart. Outside, Tatum. Passes it to Baines. 6 to shoot. And the basket by Rozier.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
Antetokounmpo against Tatum. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Dellavedova kicks to Brogdon. Milwaukee needs to get off a shot here. Ilyasova hits the bucket.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Smart deciding where to go with it. Pass to Tatum. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. And so it's Milwaukee with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, your guys have been able to limit their scoring. How have you done that?
Well, I think our activity, hopefully in the pick and rolls, is making it difficult on them, contesting every shot, denying, just our activity in general.
High hands and quick feet. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. So far, a pretty lopsided game, but still one half to play. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. A tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 29 points, 2 blocked shots, and 1 steal. There was a lot to like about his first 2 quarters in this one. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
You know the Greek Freak. Every year, he seems to take a step forward. The shot looks better, his body is filled out, and he can bang inside whenever he wants to. But what really impressed me in the first half was his leadership. And he controlled the game, and he controlled his teammates.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Celtics?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
A lot going on there as we welcome you back to Boston. That shot taken from the observation deck at the Prudential Center. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You look at Antetokounmpo in this one. He's been everywhere.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
I think you can look to specifically the patience and the shot creation. Really solid effort.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the floor for Boston. Filling out the wings, it's Brown and Hayward. Horford is out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Irving at the point. Now here's Hayward. His three-pointer's off the mark. Irving against Bledsoe. He kicks to Middleton. Right wing to the paint. There's the lob. Antetokounmpo, an emphatic alley-oop jam.
This is an area of great improvement for Bledsoe. Willing to make the extra pass now.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now here's Hayward. Pass to Horford. Back to Irving. Hayward looking over the floor. Over onto Antetokounmpo. Hayward can't hit.
Defensive positioning so important, and he could not have played him better there. You know, I think the beauty of Gordon Hayward deciding to join the Boston Celtics is that, one, he was reunited with his old college coach, and two, he was familiar with the system and knew his skill set was a perfect match.
Well, Doris, with Hayward's ability to shoot and pass from the wing, his fit with the Celtics just made sense.
You know, it probably was not easy for Gordon Hayward to leave Utah, the organization that drafted him and put faith in him. But to me, the Boston situation was too good to pass on.
One shot.
Free throw, no good for Antetokounmpo.
And if there was ever a guy who was more than what his stats say, it's Al Horford. Won't have nights where he drops 50 or carries a team with his shot blocking, but you ask anyone he's played with and they'll tell you he is a perfect teammate.
The Celtics shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
One shot.
That free throw good from Kyrie Irving. And the big men who compete against Horford have nothing but respect for him, Greg.
Well, it is why he's been selected as an all-star by his peers and why guys like Embiid admire his game. I mean, Horford does all the small things on the floor you need as a big man. He's so humble. He just goes about his game and makes his team better in every facet.
So it's the Celtics now, following the bucket by the Bucks. Irving against Bledsoe. And that one's good, Irving.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
Bledsoe finds Antetokounmpo. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. And that's now 35 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Nice ball movement by Boston. Back to Brown. Dishes it to Irving. Middleton against Brown. Back to Tatum. From deep. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Looking now at the numbers for Kyrie Irving. He's coming off an excellent season. He averaged 24 per clip, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he paced the whole team in points per game last season.
Well, his teammates understood that he was their best option. And understandably, Greg, they got him the rock.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. Back to Bledsoe. And it's blocked by Brown. Here's Tatum. And he overshot that one, missing.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
Yeah, I'd say that shot is well within his range.
I would hope so. Now a timeout called by Boston.
Yeah, I think Coach calls his timeout right now because he's not happy with the distribution of shots. Difficult shots, contested shots. You've got to get a better offensive rhythm.
Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for the Bucks. This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. The Bucks second.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
Outside Irving. Horford against Henson. Tatum kicks to Brown. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Connaughton. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Inside. And Henson with the bucket on the assist from Antetokounmpo.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Hayward. And the whistle blows. It'll be on Pat Connaughton. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Hayward passes to Irving. Drops in the tray. Irving's got 16.
You wonder what the defender who has to check Kyrie Irving on a nightly basis is thinking, because when he's dialed in, there's no checking him.
Now here's Henson. He has 6. Now the pass to Connaughton. High arcing shot, and they pick up 2.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Hayward finds Irving. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Irving's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Celtics. Milwaukee leading by 19. And stolen by Hayward. And now running up the court, Hayward's pushing it up. Here's Tatum. The rebound by Middleton.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
To the inside. Antetokounmpo.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Irving against Bledsoe. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That is his first foul of the game. Boston making a switch here. Smart's checked in. And the Bucks making a change here. Here's Smart. He's got 9. Kicks it to Horford. Here's Hayward. And Hayward at this stuff.
Boy, you've got to admire the toughness of Gordon Hayward. Always looking to finish with strength off the drive.
Passes it to Connaughton. Antetokounmpo with the ball. 37 points for him. Three-pointer. Buries the long-range jumper.
I'll tell you, that's nice work, right? You move, you get into space on the perimeter, and you knock down the three.
Irving with the ball. Now guarded by Bledsoe. Irving kicks to Hayward. Stripped it away. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the league has unveiled a 5-point plan to improve player-referee relations. Things became heated last season with a lot of star players ejected for arguing with officials. The emphasis on respect and clear standards of conduct on both sides can only help. Kevin?
Very good point, David. Completely agree. Thanks.
Woo, with a player this hot, I don't see their lead going anywhere.
For Milwaukee, they have made 3 of 5 free throw attempts.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Morris comes in for Jason Tatum. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Kyrie Irving. That's good from Antetokounmpo. Some reports claim, Doris, that basketball is the fastest growing team sport. Do you think it has a chance to overtake football as the most popular sport in the U.S.?
Well, listen, anybody who is covering and carrying the games of the NBA is thrilled right now. The ratings for the NBA are off the charts. It increases in popularity every year. But let's remember the foundational sport in the United States of America is football. And the ratings for football, the NFL in particular, still dwarf the NBA. But the reality is there are challenges that the NFL faces. What those challenges have on the long-term business success in terms of, the concussions and the long-term implications, we don't yet know, Kevin. And if we could all fast forward 10 to 15 years into the future, it'll be fascinating to look back and say, wow, this was a seminal moment for both sports.
Great perspective. And they double up on Antetokounmpo. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
The Bucks have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple.
Taking 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Al Horford's checked in for Aaron Baines. Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. Boston's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Smart kicks to Horford. Pass to Morris. Over onto Antetokounmpo. Boston, no good that time either.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Right, perfect contest in that instance, Greg, making it really hard on the shooter to have any kind of space at all.
Now here is Dellavedova. Shot clock at 6. Here's Brogdon. Buries it down low. Brogdon's got his first points of the night. The Celtics shooting has been wayward so far, only 37% from the floor. Smart against Antetokounmpo, and there's the foul. It's on Tony Snell. That is his first foul of the game. Daniel Tice is checked in for the Celtics. The Bucks also with the sub. Makers checked in. Here's Morris. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Down low. They swipe it. Rozier looking around. There's the dish to Morris. Puts it up from 12. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Morris has got 5 points so far.
Marcus Morris money in the mid-range.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Unloads. The rebound by the Bucks.
Yeah, tough for them to bounce back when he's shooting like this. He's been off all period.
And the dunk by Maker.
And how about the splendid floor vision from Antetokounmpo? A good decision maker, improves his passing each and every year.
Now, here's Rozier. Pass to Tice. Rebounded by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got 8 rebounds in this game. He kicks it to Dellavedova. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
For Milwaukee, they have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Maker.
One shot, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Brogdon. Boston's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half.
And Malcolm Brogdon, the son of a lawyer and a college dean, no less. His maturity and thoughtfulness certainly reflect that upbringing. Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Snell, the pass to Antetokounmpo, and they double up Antetokounmpo. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Smart. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And here's the shot chart as we see how things are going for Antetokounmpo.
Well, this is what you wanted to see from him. I mean, he's not settling for anything and is going right at the defender, taking the ball to the rim whenever he can. And the attitude he's had on offense is keeping his team flying around as his energy is contagious out there right now.
And that one falls for Smart. And Marcus Smart, Doris, is a player who will give you whatever he can on offense.
Right. Marcus Smart is on the floor because of his defensive abilities. But what Brad Stevens likes to say is, Marcus will make the big shots.
And so he hits both. And so it's Dellavedova. He'll bring it up for the Bucks. It's Brogdon on the wing. And the pass to Ilyasova. Back to Brogdon. Rebounded by Smart.
Boy, he did everything right till he got to the rim. He needs to finish that.
And there's the foul. It's on Tony Snell. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Guard Terry Rozier, a fantastic spark plug off the bench for this team, Doris.
Well, the reality to me is Terry Rozier is a good enough player to be a starter in the NBA, but that ability to create instant offense, really special.
That's good from Rozier.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
So he picks up just one from the line that time.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Morris outside. Now here's Rozier. Defense is right there. 6 on the shot clock. From down in the low post, it goes. Morris has got 4 points now in the quarter.
I'll tell you, you have to take pride in finishing through contact. You get the sense Marcus Morris relishes that chance. Boy, what a quarter for this guy. Just give him the basketball and get out of the way.
54 seconds left in the third quarter. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. 9 points for Marcus Morris. Milwaukee has gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Passes to Brogdon. It's stolen by Morris. There's 31 seconds left in the third quarter. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. And they double up Antetokounmpo. To the middle. Here's Ilyasova. Good work defensively by Horford.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end.
Outside, Smart. With 1 on the clock, and the basket by Horford. Horford's got his second bucket of the night. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks in very good shape with a 23-point lead at the end of the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll return shortly. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Bucks leading by 23. On the floor for Milwaukee starting the fourth quarter. They've got Tony Snell. Malcolm Brogdon out there with Matthew Dellavedova. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Ilyasova in at the 5.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Here's Rozier following the bucket by the Bucks. Brown outside. So often when a player changes teams, Doris, we see a lot of emotions from him, his teammates, from the fans, and coaches. Is it even reasonable to expect loyalty in sports nowadays?
You know, I think times have changed, Kevin. We're no longer living in an era where a player sticks with an organization throughout the course of his tenure, or at least that is the outlier nowadays. The reality is teams always make decisions with their long-term best interests at heart. And so when a player has earned the right to embrace his free agency, there's a reason it's termed free agency, then he should have an equal opportunity to the team to make the decisions that are in his best interest. Whatever those values and priorities for that individual player are, when you reach free agency, you've earned that right.
Nice shot by Smart.
Well, Kevin, how about Marcus Smart displaying an ability to get through and around traffic? Exceptional control.
Dellavedova dishes to Antetokounmpo. Count that one. Antetokounmpo's got 48.
Boy, this guy has had a major impact on this game. The scoring he has done has propelled them to this lead.
At the top of the key, Horford. Here's Morris. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And to me, Marcus Morris, guys, has proven he's a critical piece. On the defensive end, he can guard either forward position. He can guard bigger guys because of his strength. And on the offensive end, he can go inside or out. He can come off the bench or be a starter. I love his game.
That free throw, no good. And last season, Morris was hurt for a spell, and the team missed his depth.
Right, Kevin, because Marcus Morris coming out of the summer was not 100% healthy. But as the year wore on, he became a matchup problem and an excellent defensive player.
Good on the second free throw. Well, the league taking steps, Doris, to reform the draft lottery, flattening out the odds, doing a variety of things just to analyze the way it works, the mechanics. Do you think the change will be enough?
Well, again, I think this goes back to the leadership at the top of the NBA, and the right man is in charge in Adam Silver. And as is typical to Adam Silver, everything happens with a very measured approach in terms of reform. You do a little bit, and then you evaluate. But I think Adam has made it clear that the change they made to the draft lottery was nothing more than a first step. Now, where do we go from here? That remains to be seen.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. And some changes here for the Bucks. Henson comes in for DJ Wilson. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for Matthew Dellavedova. So he comes up empty, missing both. And when the Celtics traded out of the first overall pick in 2017, many, Greg, thought they were settling for Jason Tatum for team needs. But he might be the best overall player in that draft.
Listen, the Celtics said they would have been fine taking Tatum first overall, and I believe him. I mean, Tatum looks like he could be a superstar very early in his career and does everything at a high level and is already a terrific shooter from deep. Plus, he just has a poise and an air about his game that speaks of superstar.
Out to the wing. Kicks it to Henson. DiVincenzo. 6 to shoot. And the wide open shot from Bledsoe. Connects from 3-point range. Bledsoe's got 20.
Not always the most consistent perimeter threat, but Bledsoe makes the defense pay on this one.
Tatum passes to Rozier. Outside Irving. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. 24 points for Kyrie Irving.
Boy, in the second half, just hitting a much higher percentage of his shots. Really looks composed now.
Here's Henson, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
I love this approach. Despite the lead, still attacking, adding fuel to the fire.
They are absolutely relentless right now, Greg. There's no end in sight. They are going for it.
The past few seasons, Doris, Al Horford has really stepped up his passing.
Well, he has, Kevin, and part of it certainly is the system. But to me, this guy has incredible vision and feel on the offensive end of the floor. He's a key component of what they do.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
Free throw drops for Al Horford. We know James Harden joined Durant and Westbrook in winning league MVP honors, Doris. Had those three stayed together in Oklahoma City, is there any doubt in your mind that they would have won at least one NBA championship?
Well, you think back to the time they worked together, and they did go to an NBA Finals and ended up being eliminated by LeBron James and the Miami Heat. So obviously, you like the opportunity they would have had to go to more. And let's give a little credit to the great GM of the Oklahoma City franchise, Sam Presti, who is responsible for the drafting of 3 MVP candidates. That in and of itself is quite remarkable. But you know this, Kevin. Success and failure, there is such a fine line. And there's a tenuous nature to things, an injury at the wrong time. So many times this trio was tripped up by an untimely situation. So, I mean, if they stay together, yes, you like their chances, but this is why history states otherwise.
So it's the Bucks now, after Gordon Hayward's bucket, and there's a whistle. That goes on Terry Rozier. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
The Celtics making a switch here. Tatum's checked in. Tatum against Bledsoe. Pass to Connaughton. Shot clock at 6. Launches a 3. The rebound by the Celtics. In the corner, it's Hayward. And slam dunk by Tatum.
When we are talking about Jason Tatum, we're talking about a 6'11" wingspan. This is why he's so effective coming up with second chance points.
Now here's Bledsoe. Middleton finds Henson. Back to Middleton. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Well, there's no doubt this guy's on a hot streak right now. That's why he keeps getting the ball in this one. They're like, hey, we're going to feed the hot hand.
Cans it from downtown. And that's now 9 points for Horford.
Well, Kyrie Irving, if you're open, he will find you. This guy is a scorer, but he understands others have got to come along with him.
Here's Ilyasova. The rebound by the Celtics. Tatum's got his 8th rebound here tonight. To the paint. And Hayward gets it to go. Hayward's got 4 points now in the quarter.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And Bledsoe, here we go. Can't hit that one. Great D that time from Irving. Pass to Rozier. The feed to Horford. And finished off by Horford.
Kev, how about Al Horford with the power slam? That's a message right there.
And it's Bledsoe with the ball for the Bucks. They lead by 17. They host the Kings after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And Henson kicks to Middleton. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Well, I'll tell you, he's been a go-to guy for them as they've taken this lead, and he keeps coming.
Rozier the pass to Tatum. He dishes it to Irving. Rozier against Middleton. Clock at 6. From 13, they get it back. And on the way from Irving for 3. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Hayward's got assist number 8 now on the night. Bucks leading by 16. Bledsoe kicks to Middleton, and there's the pass to Ilyasova. From 17 feet out, and he nails the jumper. And that's 19 points for Chris Middleton.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
I'll tell you, he's relentless right now. He's going straight at the defense and knocking down a lot of shots in this quarter.
Now here's Hayward. Feeds it to Horford. The 9-foot shot. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Horford's got 9 points in the quarter.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for the Bucks, John Henson. 2 shots.
Two shots.
That free throw missing.
And only about 60% from the line for the game. They shot it better in that first half, but have fallen apart here in the second half.
Jaylen Brown's checked in for Rozier. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Milwaukee. He doesn't get the second one.
He just can't seem to get right from the free throw line here in the second half.
And we talk about someone being thrown into the fire. Tatum called on early by the Celtics his rookie year.
That's right. With the injury to Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum was placed into a very prominent role. And how impressive was he with the poise and the polish throughout the year? Really incredible.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team during the break. He told them the lead we've got is good, but we can be better. Take it to them. Stay on the accelerator. Looks like he wants them to keep pushing it, guys.
Bledsoe against Irving. Poked loose. And oh, here we go with Bledsoe. Nobody back. And the shot goes in.
Basket's good.
That's his second personal.
Shooting one.
Rozier, he's checked in for Kyrie Irving.
One shot, gentlemen.
The free throw drops for Bledsoe.
Well, think about this. Recruited as a point guard out of high school, but Bledsoe has to move to the 2 at Kentucky because the backcourt mate was John Wall. And what a backcourt that was.
Now, here's Rozier. Shot clock at 6. That shot missing. Excellent D there from Bledsoe. Bucks leading by 18. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating.
And how about the initiative there from Antetokounmpo? Excellent at seeing lanes to the basket and then just taking advantage.
The Celtics working the ball around now. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Trying to cut into this lead. Bad time for a miscue.
Well, Greg, that's a huge error. You can't afford to make these kinds of mistakes when you're already playing from behind.
Bledsoe against Rozier. Bledsoe right side. Right through the D for the layup. Bledsoe's got 27 points.
Listen, we know he's been working on that long-range game, but Bledsoe's explosiveness inside may still be his bread and butter. Now,
here's Tatum. And Doris, last summer we saw the inaugural season of the NBA 2K League. Over half the league's franchises fielding teams. It looks to be the start of something very special and very unique.
No doubt, Kevin. And the NBA has always been an organization at the forefront of embracing technology. And the reality is there is a huge market for this. The younger generation gets just as excited with how their virtual home team is doing in the standings. Big things on the horizon for the NBA 2K League, and you better not square up against me, Kev. You got no shot.
Two shots.
Okay, I've recorded that comment. That's good from Antetokounmpo. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Daniel Tice comes in for Jason Tatum. Morris is checked in for Gordon Hayward. And Smart subbed in for Brown. Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're down by 22. 1:53 left to play in the final quarter. 1:53 left in the fourth quarter. Baines dishes to Smart. Here's Tice. Antetokounmpo defending. Tice passes to Smart. Now, here's Rozier. Clock at 6. Over Ilyasova. And it's Rozier missing. And it's Milwaukee's ball. They're on an 11-2 run.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Milwaukee.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He came out and let everyone know that points would be hard to come by with the way he swatted away shots and protected the rim.
Kyrie Irving, he's checked in for the Celtics. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Thon Maker's checked in for Ilyasova.
The line for the Celtics.
One shot.
Marcus Morris. At the line with 1 shot.
You know, there's a toughness and an energy about Marcus Morris that elevates any team he plays for. This guy is an incredible teammate.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. And they double up Antetokounmpo. It's stolen by Morris. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. That one good for 2.
And guys, you got to ask, where was this effort when it mattered? The game's over now.
Right. Frustrating for sure, Greg. I don't think they'll be able to mount a comeback at this point.
Down low. Maker kicks to Dellavedova. Irving with the steal. Passes to Smart. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg, in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.